today's pretty much a good day for tornadoes. Right now we're punching through this storm here to get to a rain-free area so we can actually see the tornado. We're actually seeing something up here.
Oh yeah, I mean you could basically see it right here. I mean that has a massive hook.
Oh, what happened? Oh no.
Blew it again?
Please. We're just waiting for this thing to drop one tornado for us. So this is exactly where you want to be.
The honest answer is, after what we know we've missed, if this doesn't do it, we're gonna be some sore losers.
Y'all get the first one?
No, we're too far east.
Split second decisions happen.
Nice.
I got a better video of it.
That's what happens when you make a wrong one.
Dude, did that thing just go tornado warned again?
The one east of us, yeah.
We are just north of it, and we're gonna head east and try to get into it again. We may have to court punch.
Turn into it. We're gonna lose the side window.
Before a chase, I always have to make sure my storm chase vehicle is in tip-top condition. Oil change, tire pressure, gas, that's running good. And then, of course, I look at the Storm Prediction Center website and just see where the storms are predicted to happen. Right now, we're gonna go pick up my buddy, Ryan. He's really good. He works the radar. He also works navigation. So tells us which roads to take while we're trying to get to a certain target. We're going to be watching weather models today. A storm west of Waco that's been consistent. So we're going to work our way down towards that target zone. Of course, it's ever changing hourly, so we might have to move, a little bit off from our target area to reposition. And then once the storm is starts to grow and starts to mature, we'll get as close as we can in a rain-free base, meaning we're going to get close to the storm but not in the area where it's raining, so we can actually see the wall cloud if one forms. And then we try to get as close as possible, and so we can see motion, scud rising into the storm. Hopefully it'll put down a tornado and we'll be in the right position and just be able to kind of track it for as long as we can. So that's our goal today. After I pick up Ryan, we'll discuss more about the target. He's doing a lot of meso-analysis. He knows a little bit more about that than I do. That's basically, weather patterns and dry line situations, triple point situations, and all those are main factors to tell us where the best storms are going to be that will produce a tornado. Usually, like the morning of a chase, then it starts showing other possibilities of storms happening elsewhere. So we have to kind of keep that in mind. Sometimes you have to pick. You have a couple options and you go with what you think is going to happen and models and everything, but sometimes they're wrong too. So, but that's storm chasing. Heading towards our preliminary target, which is down south near Waco. But we're kind of at a halfway point now because the models are kind of starting to hint at some storms that might be happening north of DFW now. So we got to kind of start paying attention to those storms too and seeing which one has the better chance of putting a tornado. So we're kind of like in the middle.
Oftentimes it's a lot easier than this, but when you're playing a secondary target like today, when there's a main target up north that's obvious for tornadoes, and then you're playing a secondary target like this, the hardest part's, this is all going to be extremely capped off today.
Today is a secondary target because the main target is up north in Iowa. So since we're not going to Iowa, we're having to refocus on Texas here and seeing where the best storm's going to be with the best chances of producing a tornado. Whichever decision you make, that's what you got to stick with and hope that you made the right decision and the storm that you're going after actually produces a tornado. We decided to head south towards Round Rock area, and we're still looking at models and discussing about where we're going to go, because everything is constantly changing. We need to have time to adjust and make plans, and of course we like to stop to have lunch and just get all that break in before we get into the chase, which usually will happen right after lunchtime. We're going to find maybe a clear landscape where we can actually see the storm a little bit better without all these trees in the way, and then we'll just watch the storms as they get closer, and obviously there's all the storms popping up, so get to watch the beauty of Mother Nature for a little bit. Wait till they get closer and see which one of these storms is going to be our storm to chase. Well, right now we're facing west, and we have a fix on some storms that are on radar now. We're still several counties away from these storms. There's an anvil cloud that's out there right now, and anvil cloud is, of course, when it's usually after a storm. A tower is trying to break the cap, and once the storm does break the cap, then it'll form an anvil cloud, which is it almost looks like a blacksmith anvil. That's good, because that means the storm punched through the cap and will allow other storms to start going, I guess, crazy and maturing. And yeah, there's a better chance of seeing a severe thunderstorm. And then, if everything's right, if the storm starts spinning, you might see a wall cloud, and then from the wall cloud, we'll see maybe a possible funnel and then the making of a tornado.
I think that's our target. We have a storm developing north-southwest that looks pretty good. It's in the right spot. Tornado watch was issued.
The storms that actually did go severe warning and tornado warning, they were still 20 miles away, if not even more. So we had to leave that storm that we were currently watching and try to get in good position for this storm to come to us. But you can have a flat tire, or you can have something go wrong with your car. In this case, we had equipment failure, so I had to stop and try to find an auto store so we can get a fuse. This is the inverter. Okay, just don't pop.
We can go south out of McGregor.
Storm chasing is almost like hunting. Some guys like to hunt, and they hunt, animals. I like to hunt severe weather. You have your weather models, and they're going to show you about where to go. But instinct is something you learn and you gain each chase. So we might have to drop south here in a little bit to get on one of these storms. By learning how the models are, and then you just kind of go with your gut. Sometimes it's on and sometimes it's off. How far to 36?
Quite some ways. Either that or we backtrack and try and wait for it. There's really nowhere else to go.
By the time we get here, we're going to be behind it.
I mean, we just need to get on 36 and go back to Temple.
We try to get there as fast as we can. We're driving as safe as we can, but adrenaline kicks in, and sometimes you don't know you're going 70, 80 down the road. Earlier, guys were getting in a tornado, and we were still out of position. So it's just what's going through our mind is we got to just get to the tornado. You picked the wrong storm that day, and then this other storm is just behind it, but it's several miles out, and you want to see it, because usually when a tornado comes down, it's not going to be down for very long.
And it's on the ground. We'll be there shortly.
So you just have a few minutes, it could be anywhere from a couple of minutes to 15 minutes that it's down. So, and if you're 20, 30 miles away and you're trying to get to a tornado that's only gonna last 15 minutes, you're trying to make up for time, so it's very frustrating.
The only slowdowns are on this road here.
We did try our best to get down there. We actually did catch up to the storm, shrouded by rain in the hills. So there was trees, so there was no way we could really actually see it. It did produce a tornado, but you had to be there right at the right time. And we had some delays and some problems that cost us seeing that tornado.
Well, we were that close to getting a tornado. Yeah. We just, traffic. It's part of chasing in any metroplex or city, town. During rush hour and rain, people just drive like this, and then we can't get to the tornado. There was definitely one, a really nice one, people got pictures of. You kind of got to get in position to see those types of things, because if you can't get in position, this is the type of stuff that can happen.
To the wall cloud. I mean, it could try it again. Perfect.
Though we missed the tornado already.
We just kind of, sucked it up and cut our losses on that storm, and decided to move down to the next storm that was actually looking pretty decent. It was out of the rain, and we kind of just had to go further east to get way out in front of the storm, so we can stay out of the rain, get far out in front of it, so we can pull over and actually, watch the storm and take pictures and just get ready for it.
And we're just waiting for this thing to drop one tornado for us. So this is exactly where you want to be.
The honest answer is, after what we know we've missed, if this doesn't do it, we're gonna be some sore losers.
We have a giant wall cloud here. So we have inflow going into the storm right now, and it's spinning, it's rotating. It should be dropping another tornado anytime soon, hopefully. It's a classic wall cloud. And from a wall cloud forms your tornado.
We watched that storm come in, and then my buddies came in from behind us.
Off of this one, if we can get it to pick back up. But yeah, we got the first one.
The inflow's picking up for sure.
Did y'all get the first one?
No, we were too far east.
We had inflow winds from behind us, which is always a good sign.
Nice.
I got a better video of it.
Nice.
We got in great position on that storm, and we were just hoping it would produce.
Inflow winds are calming down.
Almost looks like it's spinning the wrong way right now.
So we were trying to figure out, should we continue chasing this storm, because it's already getting dark, it's starting to rain, and so I think we all agreed to just bail on the storm and start heading back home. We're several hours away.
All right, it's a wrap.
Where are we going?
We're gonna head back home and regroup for tomorrow.
But as we're driving home, as soon as we left that storm, it went tornado warning again. We're looking at it. We're not too far away from it. Let's go for it.
Never stop chasing, Ryan.
We decided to head back towards the storm. And by the time we caught up to the storm, we're on the wrong side of the storm again. And at this time, it's already pitch black. We're on the storm with the heaviest rain, and it was putting down some pretty big hail. We're basically driving into the storm, and it was tornado warning. So we didn't know at this point, if we're driving into a tornado or not.
Turn into it. We're gonna lose the side window.
So we were pretty close. To maybe even within a quarter mile or less.
In the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, if those were baseballs, we would definitely be cleaning glass out of our eyes.
Southeast Texas, there's a lot of trees, so the chances of seeing any tornado out there in that environment is probably near impossible. We had a long drive home, and we decided that we should head home after a 15-hour chase. Anything could throw off the chase. So, but that's part of chasing. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. I just enjoy seeing storms. The formation of storms, wall clouds, just experiencing the wind, the hail. Tornadoes are just kind of like a bonus. It's like the big prize, and the consolation prize is the actual storm that we're seeing. It's always the experience of chasing, and you gain experience by missing out sometimes, because then you learn what to do, what not to do, and then you just take that with you and on your next chases and stuff like that. So you build on chases that aren't so successful. But to me, every chase is a success because I have a good time.